If you're anything like me, when I first got introduced to Magic, all I wanted to do was learn, perform, blow minds, and become David Blaine all in one day. I realized within 5 minutes that only David Blaine is David Blaine. Not you, not me. David Blaine. But here's the good news. I'm going to teach you 3 simple beginner card tricks that you can learn, perform, and blow minds with right now. Less than a day. Alright yo, so check this out. For those of you who are curious, today I'm going to be using the Product Red playing cards by Theory 11. And this trick goes out to all of you who love to party, but only with cards because you got no friends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the one who doesn't have friends. So welcome to the party. The 4 Jacks were bored one day and they decided to throw a house party. And who do they invite? Aside from their best friends, the Kings. The second the Kings got there, their first question was, where are them girls at? So of course that means the 4 queens had to show up as well. Now their neighbors got super pissed. They don't get invited to parties, they have no friends, so they decided to call the cops. The cops showed up, which are the 4 aces, and they were super pissed with everyone at the party, so they arrested everyone and they took them to jail. But on their way over to the police station, they got into an accident, which caused everyone to get mixed up, and then they were all separated. But it was strange, even though they were separated, as they arrived to the police station, they arrived together. And by that, I mean the 4 cops arrived together, the 4 queens arrived together, the 4 kings arrived together, and the 4 jacks all arrived together. Boom. So for this first trick, you can actually learn it in less than a minute. Here's what you need. Of course, the 4 jacks, who are throwing the party, the 4 kings, who are the invited friends, the 4 queens, who are the girls, and the 4 aces, who are the cops. This whole pile in this order goes on top of the deck, and you're ready to begin. You say to the spectator, the 4 jacks are throwing a party, so you deal out the 4 jacks. And of course, one thing to keep in mind throughout this whole trick, the key factor of making an impact with this is telling a story behind it, otherwise it's just very boring. So the 4 jacks are throwing a house party, they invite their friends, the 4 kings, deal out a king on top of each one of these jacks, and the kings ask for the girls to show up, so each pile gets a queen dealt out, 4 queens dealt, and then have some reason of why the cops are being called. I just like to put like a neighbor got pissed, too rowdy, call the cops. 4 aces dealt, 1 on each pile, and then they're all going to be taken to jail. Square everything up, and you can even have the spectator do this, square it all up, and put it together in any order that you'd like. It truly doesn't matter. And now you say, these guys are going to jail. They're going to the police station. But on the way there, they get into an accident, which causes a mix-up. The spectator can cut the deck as many times as they'd like, and then everyone gets separated. So the cards are dealt out one at a time into 4 even piles. Let's quickly go through that. And then regardless of what happens, everyone shows up to the police station together in their group. So all the kings show up together, all of the jacks show up together, all of the aces show up together, and again, it truly doesn't matter what happened throughout the whole trick, because regardless, the outcome will always be the same. All these guys will always show up together. Now let me tell you what happened after the whole house party incident after the jacks were arrested. Right after they got out of jail, 3 of the jacks decided to become house robbers, but of course an ace or a cop was still keeping a close eye on them. He saw one of the jacks break into a house through the front door, another jack broke in through a window somewhere, and the last jack went in through the back door. Now of course the cop is following closely, so he decided to call in for backup and go into the house himself. After a bit of tussling, things going down hard, we'll see that somewhere in the center of the house, all the jacks and cops are together. Unfortunately, each jack was caught by a cop. Boom. Quite unfortunate. Now this trick is called the 3 thieves. I feel like it tied in very well with the whole jacks party, so I decided to kind of tie in this trick for this video. There is a bit of a setup involved. On the bottom I have ace, jack, ace. Put that right there. And then on the top I have 3 jacks along with 1 ace. So to begin this trick, again, the whole thing that's important is the storytelling, because that's what really going to sell this whole effect. So following up the jacks party, the 3 jacks decided to get into some trouble after getting their release from jail. 3 of the jacks turned into thieves. And of course, they were still being monitored by a cop. These guys decided to break into a house, take 1 jack on top of the deck, the other jack gonna lose it somewhere randomly in the center of the deck, and that last jack is gonna go through in the back door, put that guy on the bottom of the deck, and now this cop sees this going down, calls in for backup, and follows the jack through the front door. The deck can be cut, and then all you gotta do is look right through to the center, and find where the aces and jacks are. Take out this whole packet of 6 cards and you say after a big throwdown, a big tussle, each jack was found. Unfortunately, each jack was caught by a cop. And there's a nice, super simple one for you. This last one is actually quite fun, and it fooled me the first time that I did it to myself because it works out so beautifully. So we start by having the spectator shuffle up the cards as much as they'd like. Once they're done, I'm going to take the packet back and we'll take out a small packet of cards. Let's just say this many cards. The spectator can take this and they can shuffle up this packet as well. Now, I want the spectator to take this whole thing and deal it off into two piles, one face up pile and one face down pile, until we're out of cards in this packet. Luckily, it's not the whole deck, so it won't take ages. As soon as that's done, we're going to shuffle both these halves together, so we have some face up, face down cards, and then shuffle the pack as a whole. Now, there's some number of face up, some number of face down cards, and of course the order is completely random, right? The spectator shuffled it up as much as they wanted. There we go. As random as can possibly be. Now the spectator is going to take out half the packet. How many cards are there? The spectator is going to take out half the packet and give me whatever cards they want. Face up, face down. There are 18 cards in this packet, so they can randomly give me cards. So let's just say 3 cards here, 3 cards here, and 3 cards here. That should be 9. Now, I have no idea how many face-up cards are in their packet, how many face-down cards are in their packet, but I'm going to do my best to match the same number of face-up, face-down cards they have in their packet to my packet. All I have to do is make the packets touch, and I think I can arrange these properly. Here we go. Okay. Check this out. Let's take a look at the spectator's packet first. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 face-up cards and 3 face-down cards. All right. That's exactly what we have to match. In our packet, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 face-up cards and 3 face-down cards. Let's go. Boom. Now, I don't know why, but this last trick, I'm just super obsessed and impressed with it. Let me show you exactly how it's done. So first things first, you have the deck shuffled up by the spectator. And as soon as they're done shuffling up the deck, here's where you can kind of be a bit more, I guess, free with this. Ultimately, all you really want is a packet of cards that has an even number of cards. So in my trick, I just picked out 18. But if you have the spectator pick out a packet of cards, they can just cut somewhere they'd like, and then have them shuffle this up again, deal it off into face up and face down piles. Let's just quickly breeze through that. Now the issue here could be that there could be an uneven number of cards in this pile. So you can see I've dealt to the first pile more than I've dealt to this pile, so we know there's an uneven number. So I could just say, let's get rid of 1 face-up card, right? And now the piles are even. You can approach it this way. I feel like this is probably a better way to do it than I performed, but completely up to you. What I really want to emphasize here is that a lot of this is happening right in the spectator's hands, and it's mind-boggling. So how many cards are in this pile? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in this pile, probably 8 in that pile. So a total of 16 cards. Have the spectator shuffle up both these piles into each other. Of course, the distribution of the shuffle doesn't matter in terms of what's face up and face down. They can be shuffled up again. And now truly the cards are in completely random order, which is insane, just to say off the bat. The cards are in completely random order. And now you ask the spectator to take any of the cards and give you half of the deck. So they can give you 4 face-up cards, they can give you 4 face-down cards, they can, whatever they want, they can give you any 8 cards from this deck as long as they're not flipping any cards upside down or right side up. So they pick out any 8 cards they want. Let's just say these 4 cards here, these 2 cards here, and these 2 cards here, right? They give me all these cards. Now, I don't know how many cards are face up, face down in this packet. You can also do this with your eyes closed, which I think is the killer aspect of this trick. You have no idea what cards are face up, face down in this packet, but all you do is have this packet, and the spectator has this packet. You can take this almost as like a mind reading effect of have the spectator, you can close your eyes, have the spectator take a look at how many face up, face down cards there are in their packet, and you're going to try to match that. Or you can do similar to what I did and just kind of tap the deck here, mess around with this packet a little bit, and be able to match their cards. But ultimately, this is what you want to do. As soon as you get your packet, all you have to do is turn it over. That's it. That's literally it. That's the most beautiful magical aspect of this whole thing. So now if we count the spectator's packet, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face-up cards and 3 face-down cards, right? And now in our packet, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face-up cards and 3 face-down cards. Like, What? So truly there are so many directions you can take this trick. The possibilities are absolutely limitless. Now go out and kill it with these tricks. If you want to check out 3 of my all-time favorite party tricks to perform that take a bit more practice, click on this video right here. It's so worth it. A huge shout out to all my Patreon producers, and thank you, love you, see you soon.